Big up people, by the way. Welcome to another video of the channel, man. There's so much to talk about, man. There's bare stuff to talk about with United. Obviously, we've been watching the Champions League games. I don't know if you, man, were watching it, but listen, Champions League nights they're the best, man. Like, I've been watching a bit of PSG game, and listen, man, that guy Poch, he low-key scored Ancelotti, you know? He kind of schooled him. But yeah, man, I want to big up Robbie and big up Oscar, man. Firstly, how you guys been doing, first of all? How you been doing?
Good. You know, can't complain. Same shit, different smell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Good.
What are you
My
saying,
favorite,
Robbie?
my favorite guys are doing well. The players that I really like or have agenda with.
Now, listen, the comment section, Robbie's going to go at it again, bro. I can smell it today.
Oh,
Or
Bobby,
we've not even started, but yeah, man. Big up Zidane and big up every single person in the comment section. And yeah, man, we've just beat Brighton 2-0. Obviously, the game wasn't on TV in it, but you know, you got to do what you got to do to find them games. But yeah, man,
illegal streaming, basically.
It's funny that it didn't show in the UK, but for Australia it was showing as per normal.
Yeah, it wasn't showing for the UK for some reason.
But you were probably watching it on like Bean Sports.
I was watching it on. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a dedicated channel here for the English.
When it's obviously the Sky Sport, the BT Sport, the Setanta, whatever, they weren't shown. The UK main channel. That's what it is.
But yeah, man, listen, the Brighton game. Let's talk about the Brighton game first of all, because I'll be honest, guys, that game, that was hard to watch, man. Like, especially when you had the PSG game at the same time in it, so I just had to flick through, like, keep going in it. But we'll start off with Oscar, bro. What are your thoughts on the whole Man United performance against Brighton? Obviously, we won. We're getting closer to that top four. But in the performance-wise, what were your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. We were dead. Like, we stank the place out. Did you get me?
Oscar, remember what I told you? See,
I know. But you can flip it, yeah, because recently we've been playing decent in the first half, and then when we score the first goal, then we go and lose the game. But don't get it twisted. Like, Brighton should have easily scored like 2 goals. De Gea with a worldy save. Did you get me, from Moda, and I think he saved one from Bissouma. Also, I can't remember what that play was like, but we were awful, man. Do you get me? We were scored. Like, Brighton play like this normally. Like, they keep the ball well. They don't rush their game plan. Do you get me? Everything is very crisp. The passing in between the lines, they were really, really, you know, getting at us. We saw, what's the manager's name? Graham Potter really putting on a show. By the end of the day, it's all about the win. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's all about the win. We played bad. Second half, we improved a little bit. You know what I mean? Ronaldo came up with the goods. He played all right. I thought in the first few minutes when he played the ball through to Sancho, and Sancho didn't square it again. Do you get me? So we're having this kind of like chances where I feel like the player needs to think about scoring that first goal instead of them trying to be selfish. Do you get me? I do feel like Sancho should have scored that. But overall, man, there was some decent performance in there. Ronaldo, Sancho, you know, he's picking it up one more time. Did you get me? He's playing decent. It's not where I would like him to be, but I'm seeing improvement from, you know, I'm seeing improvement in his physique, in his fitness. And we get the win at the end. Bruno with a sitter, he missed that again. He played awful. Pogba came in, you know, he calmed the game down. He was able to find passes, was able to really give Brighton problems. So that's what we kind of needed. Our fullbacks actually played well for once, both of them. I'm not gonna cap. I think Luke Shaw and Dalot actually had a good game. Dalot has been, you know, mix and match
defensively as well. I think he got like
in the last few games, defensively, positionally, mainly positional wise, he hasn't been, you know what I mean, getting his position right. But that's the guy's young. He's 22. I'm willing to give him chances. He's better than Aaron BASSAKA for me, and I wouldn't really like to dispute that. I'd like to see Dalot playing more, but I'd like for us to get somebody, you know, to challenge him, or Dalot can challenge that person. So overall, I'm happy with the win. I'm not gonna complain. We need to just keep this. I don't know. It's not a momentum. Do you get me? We just need to take the win. But our next few games is gonna be tough. So we had to win in the last 3 games. We drew 2. We won 1 in the last 3. So I'm not gonna say I'm looking forward to the next game because our next few games are very hard, but we'll
I
see
hear
how
you.
it goes. I'm happy with the win. I'll take that, and we move.
Before we go to Robbie, do you think Sancho's locked that position on the left? By the way, because
100.
I think he's
100.
fully. I think that's his position.
It was
And
never in doubt, bro. It was never in doubt.
the thing,
It was up to
mm,
him. It was up to him to put in the performances. Do you get me? You can play Sancho left or right. Either way, he's still gonna come up with the goods. Do you get me?
uh-huh.
He's always been like what we were expecting from Sancho is just to deliver straight away. But it took him. It started to take him a while to settle. Don't get it twisted. Like the team isn't balanced. The team has a lot of problems, and that's kind of also rubbing on him as well as
Yeah,
Ronaldo. Do you get me? The likes of Bruno, they're playing bad. Do you get me? It's not the same Bruno. I know you man don't like him, but he was better last season. This season is stinking up the place even more. Do you get me? The likes of Shaw, their performances. So all these kind of performances where you expect the players to be up to par are not, being up to the standard we've been expecting. So that's rubbing off people like Sancho. Think
yeah.
about it, like young people like Rashford. Rashford is currently stinking up the place as well.
Mm.
So I expect Sancho to really up the tempo, up his
Yeah,
gear, up his levels. I still think there's more to come from him.
facts. I agree. Yeah, yeah. What are you saying, Robbie, bro? What are your thoughts on the game with the whole performance of the players, man? Like, is there any positives? And do you think top four is looking promising?
Firstly, the Bobby guy needs to chill, man. The guy, Delo apparently can't defend. Yes, he can't defend. That's a fact. I
No, no.
saw,
There's two type of defending, like defending in crunching tackles. Make he does all that right. It's just the
yeah, like
positional
he's a
sense.
decent
That's still
defender.
part of
He's
defending.
not like a wow that
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
He's
I
not
agree.
that. He's not that. So let's not get there. He's guessing
I
too
agree.
early. Like I said, I didn't get the chance to watch the whole game, but I watched like the first, I think, 20 minutes. And guess what's the first thing I see? I see a mad Delos cross. He's trying to find Ilanga, and the ball goes over Ilanga's head or some shit.
That
And
was
I was
nice.
like, "Am I watching AWB all over again?"
Mm.
That it was in the early minutes. Anyways, I'm not going to pick any players out. But look, I think Oscar said it right. It seems like if we play bad, we are actually doing good. We actually end up winning the game. We didn't start off well against Brighton at all. I agree. They could have scored, and I think David De Gea kept us in the game again. Um, and even the first half, I think we didn't really dominate them much. We started pretty slow again. Maguire looking a bit shaky, but he made some good tackles from what I saw. Ronaldo again missing chances. The guy, but I'm glad that he scored. He needs to put away those chances now. I think it's high time he needs to start putting away those chances. Otherwise, it's just wasteful.
Mm.
And yeah, look, I think I'm not complaining because we won 3 points. Top four is in still there for the taking.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'm looking at our performance. It doesn't really matter anymore because this Raf is not the permanent manager, so there's no point of saying, "Oh, manager should have done this, that." We're just cracking our heads for nothing, I think. And yeah, I think it's what I said to Oscar and the rest of you guys. I think a couple of days ago, I said when we play well, we go with one goal up and then we suddenly lose. I think it's
Yeah.
time where we need to look at playing shit for a long time, score a goal like maybe later on in the game, and maybe we'll actually seal it. And this is what happened. 50 minutes, that's when we score our first goal, and we're stinking up the place, but we still won. And I think the second goal was a counter attack with the Pogba to Bruno, and Bruno had a good finish. So look, as long as the 3 points are coming, I think the objectives, we know what the objectives are. For
Mm.
get the top four, we get it, we are happy. We might win the Champions League. I still have my bet on it. I'm not going to run away from that. I still think we can win it somehow. We are the dark horses. Uh, Next game is Leeds. Next one is the easy one, but I think after that it's just mad. It's like Man City and Liverpool and all that stuff in March, isn't it?
Yeah.
So go for the Champions League, Ralph. That's what we need to
Listen,
go
if
for.
anyhow we win the Champions League, I'm gonna move crazy because
Bro, if we win the Champions League, you better put some damn respect on AWB, Rashford, and McTominay. We won with Rashford and McTominay in that
I
team. You can't complain.
imagine
Don't come to me
AWB.
and chat shit about Rashford is not good enough. He won us the Champions League. He may just might as well win us the Champions League. And why aren't people giving credit to McTominay for making the good tackle that led to the first goal?
Who? McTominay?
Yes, he's the one. Who? That's what I'm saying. This is what I don't like. When people make those good tackles and it leads to a goal.
It was the overall game, man. The overall game was dead, bro.
No, I understand.
No one even credited Ronaldo like that. Do you get me?
No. Like, I'm not saying give them. I'm not saying like, oh, put them in the bloody trolley and like treat them like kings. I'm not saying that. But we are very quick when they are not doing well. We are very quick to point out, oh, this guy didn't do that well. Look at how he wasted. But then when they do something right, give them the respect and give them the thing like, hey, you know what? McTominay, good tackle, led to the goal. Ronaldo beat I think 2 players, quick feet and into the bottom corner. So I'm not saying hype them up, don't gas them, but at least give where the credit is due. That's all I'm asking for.
Good tackle, you know what I mean? Good tackle, McTominay. You know what I mean?
You didn't get no credit for that, man.
What are you saying, Zidane? Go on.
Well, he tackled, which led to a goal, and apparently that gave us the 3 points.
He was terrible for the whole game. I'm not giving credit for that.
But so were the rest of the players, right? But I'm not saying like give like even the past few games.
I know what you mean.
Credit. Like players have been disastrous, but we're giving them credit. Like Dallo was nonsensical last game. Nobody said anything about it.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's okay. People have some. Yeah. See, no. Okay, no, man. It's just like
was not bad.
The agenda is real, man.
Yeah, listen, we'll go into
it. Was not bad at all. He wasn't bad.
We'll go into the whole thing, innit? Let me just read the comments, bro.
Sorry, Ahmed, 1 second. If McTominay makes a positional sense like Dallo, it'll be scrutinized. Do you get me? So if Dallo makes similar mistakes, it should be highlighted as well. So in that fact, it doesn't mean he played well. Do you get me? Like overall in the game, it didn't really affect the game like that.
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either.
You get me? Robbie's just saying like for the tackle, not for his performance.
Yeah,
for the tackle.
But if he standing there, dude, if he
was not standing there arm off.
Listen.
Oh, Zidane, you sound like Labil now. I think you guys are
listen. It's not an agenda. If McTominay didn't make that tackle and standing there like some freaking statue, then I'll say, what is wrong with you? He should make that tackle. That's his job. Make that tackle.
True as well, Robbie. That's true.
Make that tackle.
No, he should. See, he should. So you should give credit that he actually did something that he's meant to do.
One thing out of 90 minutes.
I'm not saying like praise him.
Understand what you're saying,
player. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Give if he does one thing right, at least give him credit for it. Because if Dallo had done that, we would be saying, "Oh my God, look at that! Look at Martial." Wait, look at what Martial did that day. Martial just made one pass, which led to the goal. The whole Twitter went bad. You guys were guessing, like, Martial's a great one. Look at him. Oh my God. Everyone was like, oh, yes.
I didn't.
This is what we were talking about. Oh, come on. Yes. Nobody said anything about what happened before and after. Everyone was like, oh, yes, Martial. Oh my God. It's like everyone started having orgasms.
I always thought Cavani made that goal, not Martial.
Yeah, no. But even Cavani didn't get any credit. Martial got the credit.
Let me just say everything. The reason why people are saying they're giving Martial the credit is because the thing is, in that game we needed control, and with Martial, he calmed the game a little bit because
he didn't. Come on, even Rashford and Cavani, they all played a part.
So that was time ago. Let me just read the comment section anyway. Listen, listen.
He's talking BS. You don't have to read him. All due respect. No, I'm kidding.
Bobby says fresh trim on me. No, it's not a fresh trim, bro. I just shaved my beard off in it. Nah, it's not a fresh trim. CR7 played good for once. Yes, he did. Rashford is completely finished. Says Robbie. Says Bobby. Sorry. And then Pogba's.
I'll never say that.
Pogba's cameo was class. 16 ball recovery. What's that? Oh, Dallo, you got 16 ball. Okay, yeah. Listen, but he can't defend. Rashford, he's done.
You don't have to read all this chat, man.
His distribution is ass. Dallo's problem, yeah.
I was just having. You know what I mean? I was just replying to.
What are you saying, Zidane, about the game? By the way, what are you saying?
Yeah, man. I thought we were crap. I thought the first half it was very boring, slow.
Dallo was good, bro. What are you saying?
Huh?
Dallo was good. He was world class.
No, I'm analyzing the game, mate. Please.
Yeah, I know. I'm helping you. Dallo was world class. How can you say he's shit?
No, let me analyze the game first. Let me analyze the game
Pulling your
first.
legs
Go on.
anyway.
So the first half was very bad. I thought it could be the worst half I've seen under Ragnick. It was slow. There was no tempo to the game. Brighton were just dominating. You could see that we're miles off. Like we're miles off to playing like that, man. With these players anyway. The midfield pivot, I thought Fred wasn't good, but you know he's coming back from I think he has COVID-19 or something like that. So you could argue a case for that. Daya made some good saves, man. I think in the second half he made, I think what was it, 2 saves. Bro, it wasn't, dude, it wasn't great.
Bruno Fernandes.
What about Bruno?
Oh, I thought you were about to praise him and you forgot his name.
No. Listen. We weren't great at all. Like we were not good.
Robbie, you're taking
Listen,
the piss,
it's Ronaldo scored a banger, man. Like Ronaldo's goal was good, dude. Like
Wait,
the way he
what?
Ronaldo, he scored a good goal.
Really?
Now,
Were you not
is it
watching the
right
game?
now?
Yo, he's messing with you, man. Continue your
Just
point,
continue. I'm messing with
I
you.
was about to say, dude. I was about to. Man, listen, Ronaldo scored a good goal, man. Like he took it well, and it helped him as well. You could see the celebration in him. You know, the way he ran off and like it meant something to him. You know what I mean? It was that goal drought. But man, listen, I think, dude, we need to talk about Rashford, man, because he came on the pitch, dude. He's done, bro.
Nah, bro. Bruno was worse on that pitch, man. Not Rashford.
Bruno was frustrating as well. Yeah,
Bro,
Bruno was
never
frustrating.
mind
He
Rashford.
missed him.
I'll be
There's a
honest,
player-
guys.
There's
That's
a player who can replace Rashford. Did you get
I
me?
think that's the worst
Bruno will play.
performance. I think that's the worst performance I've seen Rashford come off the bench because he's usually decent off the bench. But that's the worst performance off the bench I've seen him play.
Man, Bruno missed a goal as well, dude. He's been doing that. I think he's done that like twice now, dude.
He scored
Bruno,
a goal,
Ronaldo, they've been doing that. Trust me.
Yeah, and even Ronaldo missed a few chances. He had that header, so he should have scored that. So, mate, you need to take these chances, man. I've noticed that it's kind of like a habit with these players now, man. Like sometimes we play decent. I think Robbie said we play decent, and there's a few chances that players can take and should score, and they just miss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, Ronaldo, you need to take these chances, mate. Bruno needs to score that. Ronaldo needs to, you know what I'm saying, mate? So, yeah, man, listen, it wasn't great. Listen, 3 points. We got the 3 points anyway.
That's
But,
what it is.
yeah, man, listen, not good at all.
I'll be honest, the top 4 thing, I think, because I'm looking at the top 4 table right now, we've played 25 games and Arsenal still have they've still got 3 games right to play, and where I think 4 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand there. So I don't know, man. Are you guys like confident with this top 4 race? Because I'm looking at West Ham and I'm looking at Arsenal. I think it's going to be hard for us because
What's our fixtures next?
But our fixtures are looking really, really like hard, man.
I think
Go on, Oscar. Go on.
I can't remember, but I know we got like Leeds, City, Liverpool.
We've got Leeds,
coming
Watford,
anyway.
City, Spurs, Liverpool, Leicester, Everton, Norwich, Arsenal.
It's
and then
not
Chelsea.
all like crazy. Do you get me? But the thing with top 4, the point you raised there is just like it's about anyone who can literally streak like a 5-game win, 5 win or unbeaten, not drawing. Do you get me? Literally win 5 game on the bounce. So we'll make top 4. Like Tottenham, they're not consistent. What's the name? Arsenal, I don't expect them to win their 3 game in hand. You get me? We know the situation with United. Like we're just like literally up off the chart at the moment. Like, and the problem with our team is like there's nothing to improve. If you get what I'm saying, like there's no player to bring from the bench to really like change the team completely. It's almost like you need to almost drop Bruno and play Pogba in a 3 to give you more balance. Do you get me? Or you need
Ralph
to
won't do that, bro.
You need to switch it completely. You know what I mean? So I think we still have a chance, like a big chance. I think it's between us. I'm gonna say Arsenal because my mind just tells me West Ham might still be dropping a lot of points, and they've got difficult games to come as well. So I'm gonna say us and Arsenal, and we still have to go to Emirates.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I think it's going to be between us two. I think I'm going to write Tottenham off. I don't think they're up to standard either. Do you get me?
No.
I don't think Conte is getting a tune out of these players the way we were
The Spurs
expecting
team's
him.
not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spurs team.
It's not the manager's fault. It's just like they have
It's
limits.
a championship team, barring Harry Kane and Son. Let's be honest.
It
is a champion.
Yeah, but listen,
They've got a few good players like Reguilon. Reguilon's good.
Regulon. Yeah.
What are you
Regulon's alright.
disrespecting Spurs for? Championship team. What are you talking about? They got some decent players.
Listen,
No,
this Harry Kane fella, yeah, he's getting away with murder, man. Like literally,
Yeah,
man's
but
got
he's English, isn't it? So
5 goals in the league, and everyone's going out.
let me just come on. Let me just say to Robbie, right? So okay, let me just name you the Spurs. Like, okay, they've got Lloris.
Husam is having a go. Oh man, the guy's making me laugh.
Big up Hassan, by the way. This is for big up. Make sure you
Yeah.
subscribe to him, by the way. Big up.
Yes,
bro.
yes,
Big up.
Husam. I'll come at 10.
Oh, big up for hitting 3K as well. He just hit 3K, so big up to him every single time, man. It's a sick
Usam was there.
milestone. Yeah, Hassan, bro. Hassan, listen, can't blame Conte. Championship. Yeah, see what I'm trying to say, bro. Championship players. But okay, Robbie, do you generally think they don't have a championship team? So who else, barring Harry Kane and Son? You think?
No, they have a decent team. I'm not saying they have a good enough team to challenge for the title or something, but they got a good enough squad to get at least a top 6.
You think they can push for
some
top 4?
reason? Sorry?
You think they can push for top 4? Do you think
I don't think they can. They are capable, but they can't because I feel like the 2 players that they got, they need time to adjust. Those guys are coming, and those guys are not. See, both the players, like I've heard about the winger, the Swedish winger, and then obviously the midfielder as well. But they haven't had that much of game time in at Juventus, and they haven't really been.
Kulusevski has played a lot already this season.
But they haven't really kicked it off. I don't think they've kicked it off as much.
It's just the Premier League, man. That's why I had to reserve my opinion, like with Sancho, because when you come to the Premier League, the tempo is unreal. Did you watch Inter Milan against Liverpool yesterday? Man, Liverpool was stifling these people, man. They were pressing the shit out of them. So like, it's a different ball game together. Like when you're playing in the Premier League. So these players they got coming from Italy to come and adapt in the Premier League. It's hard.
You know what I mean? And especially with the Conte style, I think Conte demands a lot of intensity as well. So for them to adapt suddenly, it's going to be hard. I think I was surprised that they dropped the Højbjerg. Yeah, I think he's a good player. He's like one of those guys you want to have in your team because he breaks up the players. He gets the yellow card.
No way, man.
No, he does. I think he's
not you. Did you hear what Zidane was just saying?
I'll take him. I said it last season. I'll take him.
No way,
man. Quality under Mourinho.
You have no right.
You know what the fan says about him.
Well, one sec. Oscar, one sec. You have no right to come and have a go at me if I defend McTominay or Rashford. The fact that you're saying we should take Højbjerg, and you say my level.
What's wrong with Højbjerg?
Stop that, man. Stop. I know you're trolling.
Why do you want Højbjerg in our team?
Stop messing, man.
What's wrong with Højbjerg, though?
He does the same shit that McTominay does, and you complain about McTominay.
Man,
Højbjerg can't pass. He can't pass. He can't shoot. The only thing he does is tackles and get yellow cards.
And play the ball to look sharp, sideways.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what McTominay does already. You're just asking for it's like McTominay is the
Hold on a minute, you take
Robbie, you just came out from the cold. You get me? His brain needs time to relax.
I know you've applied for the United role. I said it under Mourinho. Bro.
I said it under Mourinho last season when I was watching him consistently. I'll take him in my team.
Socks on, man. Allow that.
Nah, Højbjerg. I'll be honest, guys. Look, come on. Højbjerg, I've seen Højbjerg. Their midfield, Harry Winks is rubbish. Højbjerg is nothing.
Højbjerg suits their team because he breaks up the plays for them. In that sense, like he brings in the bit of character. That's about it. But McTominay is like literally.
Man, like you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, McTominay is better than him.
Sorry.
Because McTominay does the exact same job that Højbjerg is asked to do at Spurs or when he was asked to do at Southampton, is to break plays, to make those tackles, touch less of the ball because the passing skills and crossing and everything is down. And short, he hardly shoots. He can't shoot for nuts. It's at least McTominay can shoot.
Yeah. McTominay, he's got a decent strike on him. I'll give him that. He used to be a striker, didn't he, McTominay? He used to be a striker in the academy. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Sam says McTominay is better than Højbjerg. I'm a Liverpool fan. No cap, bro. Listen, it's Them two players, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Tottenham is terrible except for Son and Kane. That's it. Even Kane, bro. Kane's not even doing anything this season.
Yeah. No, but
Would you
Lucas
not think
Moura
Harry
is not bad.
he-
I think Moura is not bad. He just needs
But
more consistent game
if you
time.
watch Harry Kane's game, he still gives them a good bit of physique, can hold the ball up. Give them
he's a
something.
complete striker, yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't score the goals, enough goals. Do you get me? That's about it. Like
Very
you know what I mean?
slow as well, Harry Kane as well.
But the thing is, you know what it is with Harry Kane? Would you say that he had his best season under Mourinho?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think that's the most complete perform. I think that's the best Harry Kane I've seen. I think under Mourinho, because he was like the
But
top.
but the thing is, people are hyping that up too much because I think the main guy who makes him look all this good for the past couple of years is Son. Son is like one of their underrated. If they want to give a contract to someone or if they want to keep at a club, they should keep Son because he's the guy who makes life easy for Kane.
Yeah,
Like he does all the working, he does all the running around, he does all the passing, he does all the overlap runs, and it makes like Harry Kane look world class. But actually, it's Son. I would take Son if we want to go and look for a winger. I would take Son.
How old
Because
is
he'd
Son?
be like,
How old is
29.
28 now. 27, 28.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
If you told me would I rather Son or Kane in this current Man United team, I think I'd go for Kane just because we need the striker. Because with the Son, he plays off the left, doesn't he? And I feel like with Sancho,
He's ambidextrous, mate. He can play on the right as well, mate.
who's Son?
I mean, yeah,
That's true.
right,
That's
left.
true. Yeah.
he
Actually,
can
Son,
replace Martial,
Son,
and then you have him, Rashford, and Sancho. That's it.
No, that's that. No, I don't want. No. Robbie's trolling today. He's on a mad one today. Victor says Rangers are losing 2-0. I mean, they're winning 2-0. That's crazy.
I just
Tommy
saw that,
Hogan
yeah.
double pivot next season at the theatre. My
Oh,
guys
my
are there.
God.
Yo, Zidane, you know the way Zidane comes in and rants after every game, you're gonna cry if you get over, man.
He's
No,
not
but you
going
know
to
what
cry. He's every day we're going to get a message in the morning. Instead of good morning, we're going to be like, why did we sign Højbjerg? And at night, we're going to say, I curse Højbjerg. That's what's going to happen.
He was perfect for Southampton, by the way. He should never have left Southampton.
It's like Sneijderlin, right? Sneijderlin. People thought Sneijderlin was perfect for United at that time. Like on paper, he was probably the perfect fit for us as a DM.
Sometimes you
He
shouldn't
was-
leave a certain club.
He was horrible,
But-
Schneiderlin.
Sorry? No. Sneijderlin for United was horrible, but for Southampton, he was good. On paper, it looked like the perfect fit. Like he could have been like a Carrick sort of player, but then he was not up for it. And Højbjerg is that sort of player. He's good for Spurs, but not for United. I don't think he will. Like he's just an upgraded version, older version of McTominay, man, who can't shoot.
Yeah. Do you guys think? I was going to ask you guys. Obviously, with the whole Rashford situation, he didn't look good at all off the bench. Do you guys think that it's time to just stop? Like, listen, Ilanga's not my Ilanga to stop. No, but
No.
Wait, Robbie. Wait.
I know you mean Ilanga to start as well. No, as well. I don't know.
No. Listen,
Okay, just so let him finish.
Yeah,
Calma.
No, I'm calm.
Now listen, it's cool. Ilanga's not my biggest fan, but the thing is with Ilanga, come on, we all know he helps with the team shape and defensively. He does the basics right, whereas because with Rashford, I think that there was a graph, by the way, when we were defending against Brighton, and then Rashford was the highest person on the pitch. He wasn't helping out his fullback.
Yeah.
And I feel, and Dallo was getting double teamed all the time, by the way, in his side. So, do you guys think that Ilanga needs to start more games off? Because I'm thinking, like, who else can we bring on the bench? Like Jesse, you've got Hannibal. Well, Hannibal doesn't even start. So, what are you guys saying with the whole Ilanga Rashford situation? We'll go with Oscar. Go on, Oscar.
You know something, yeah? Like, I do feel like Rashford needs to sit on the bench for a while. Do you get me? The reason being, if you remember Mourinho, when we finished second, Mourinho had this system where he played a lot of defensive player, and he literally played 3 attacking player, but with work rate. So he played Martial, Lingard, and I don't know who was on the left. Somebody was up top anyway. It could be like Zlatan or something.
Zlatan, yeah.
And then he played Pogba. Oh, sorry, yeah. And then he played Pogba, Herrera, and Matic. So there was only literally 4 attacking players on the field. If you have too much attacking players on the field, where you have Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Ronaldo, Sancho, that's 5. And then you have Shaw, who's mainly attacking minded. Do you get me? He's not reliable defensively. Then Dallo's a suspect. And you got what's his name, Maguire, who's a suspect. So literally, you only McTominay isn't a defensive midfielder. He can barely defend. Fred, you know what I mean. So to get the balance of the team right, you need to play a little bit of a defensive-minded team.
Yes.
To be honest with you, we're not gonna like the football. You get me? But the likes of Lingard, who can walk the other way, you get me? He can literally do the dirty work. You're gonna have to play these players as a sacrifice for good football. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if you want to pick up points, you're gonna have to drop these players. Like Rashford, I don't know what he's feeling like. Maybe his ego is getting to him or something. Like he doesn't need to track back because for a big club, it's the number one priority. When you look at City, Phil Foden, Sterling, De Bruyne, everyone's chasing back. Do you get Bernardo Silva, and these lot have more talent than Rashford. Do you get me? They're more technical on the ball, and they still have to do the dirty work. Salah, Mane, Jota. So I don't know what the story is with Man United, but I feel like we need to get rid of a lot of players. I'm not against getting rid of Rashford. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of his when he was scoring 22 goals, but he's becoming a liability now. He's not offering much attacking wise, and he's not offering anything defensively. Literally, team can attack us on his side simply because they know he doesn't track back. I feel like Asan Hutu was talking about him mainly. Do you get me? I feel like that. To be honest,
he was exposing us kind of. What are you saying, Zidane? Go on, Zidane.
Yeah, man. Listen, I think Oscar was spot on, man. Like Rashford doesn't track back. Yeah, he's lazy. I think he came on in the game, and then Pogba's I think it's like pointing to him to come back, and Rashford was just standing there, dude. I'm like, you're not playing good as well. You can see it, his pace has gone. He's lost pace. He's lost pace from that injury. His decision making's terrible. You can't beat a man anymore. His crossing, he knuckleballs across. I don't know, I've never seen that before.
Wait,
you're not tracking back.
Didn't you see the cross?
Which cross? To who?
I think in the last game he did make a decent cross, 1 or 2 crosses. The
guy
guy can cross. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, listen. He's not good enough, dude. 24 years of age, and his decision making's like that. Yeah. Listen, his development has been hindered. I agree, in a sense that, we brought him in, LVG, whatnot. Then we moved to Mourinho, then Solskjaer and stuff. I understand that, but you're 24 and your decision making's like that, dude. It's terrible, man. And his pace is his biggest asset as well, which he's lost. He's lost a lot of pace. He's not rapid anymore, dude. So he can't really beat a man anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? Plus his ego's out of control, dude. Like his laziness to not even track back.
I was watching a clip of Rashford yesterday when he was under Van Gaal, and there was a clip of him when he was pressing the goalkeeper, and bro, this guy was electric. I mean, his pace, like, I don't rate him as a footballer, but I'm talking about his pace. He was electric, and that double fracture on his back that he got, because you heard what Van Persie said, those aren't really, they're not easy to recover from. So I think that injury has made him decline even quicker, because he's not meant to be on the decline yet. Like when you hit 24, 25, you're meant to be on your prime years, isn't it? And he's like slowly getting worse and worse and worse. So what are you guys saying about about Rashford's development? Because I'll be honest, I think we need a new right winger. Like, what are you guys saying? Bro, I know Robbie's probably going to disagree, but what are you saying?
Let me just quickly say something. Let me just quickly say something.
How many times? What do you want to say? You already said it. Now continue.
No. Listen. Let me just break down a few things. When I said Rashford, I should let's get rid of Rashford. I tweeted it out, and then you should have seen the guys in the comments saying, "Oh, but why would you want to get rid of an academy player as one of our own and stuff like that?" I'm like, dude, let's base it off now, dude. We got Sancho there, and he looks very good, man. I'm very impressed with him. Yeah, he looks very good. You got Rafinha there from Leeds. Yeah.
Oh no.
Probably 50 million left wing, right winger. Yeah, left-footed, quick, skillful. You know what I mean? Take free kicks, whatnot. Go get him, mate. We need a right winger, by the way. You know what I'm saying, mate? Like we got Ahmed, but listen, let's be honest. I think he needs another loan in the Prem or something like that. Championship. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's finished, man. We need to sell him. We need to sell Rashford.
How much do you think? If let's say, for example, Ten Hag comes in and then he's maybe eyeing up for an Anthony or something.
I don't
If
think
it
they'll
was
sell him,
sim-
bro. I think they'll
You
phase him
don't.
out to be a squad player. Like they'll just
Yeah,
phase
yeah,
him out.
exactly.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
They'll
Like
just
I think with Rashford is the problem is he came off. He started off as a winger under LVG, right? And then he stayed like that as an inside forward for Mourinho because Mourinho didn't rate him as a striker. Suddenly, then Ole came. Ole says, "No, no, no, you're not an inside forward.
Right.
You're a striker. You need to start finishing." And we saw the improvement in his finishing. Like he was finishing well. Like people were like, "This is class." Like he's getting up there, and everything was fine. And now he's going back into becoming an inside forward again. He's no longer treated as a striker. So for me, what I feel is like with the injury and him coming back, we unfortunately at this stage we don't have any like obviously Martial wanted to leave. So
Yeah.
that's a no-brainer. So we let him like Ralph said, okay, fine, go and have your whatever game time you wanted. So we don't have any other person. Now we only have Ilanga. So unfortunately, I feel that he hasn't had the time to sort of slowly be brought in because I think he came on as a sub for 2 games and then
Yeah.
suddenly he was brought back into the starting lineup and
Mhm.
he's not looking that great. So I feel like majority of the time he's been away and he doesn't have a he probably hasn't adjusted to the Ralph system yet. That's what I feel. And I think under a coach, like if you're getting in like a Ten Hag or whatever, I really feel like that guy can be coached and we can see the better of Rashford, especially because
Freaking days. No
the
way.
potential is there. The potential is there.
Oh,
I'm not saying he's going to become
but the
world class.
temper.
Listen, I don't think he's becoming world class, but then I feel like you can see the better of him. You can see the stuff that he's done before. We can see the consistency and better decision making because sometimes when you as much as you hate him, right? As much as you don't like him or you don't rate him as a footballer, what the guy actually does is sometimes when you look even at his downfall, his even though he's out of form now and he's like really bad at the moment, there's some spark there which shows like that this guy actually can make those decisions. Like he's actually doing one or two things right. So I don't know why he's not tracking back. Like that's something that's I'm also questioning. Like why aren't you tracking back? Because Sancho is tracking back as well.
Yep.
So you can't say that the wingers are instructed unless the only other explanation I can think of the reason why he doesn't track back is that when we are defending, we turn into a 4-4-2. So hence he becomes the second striker to Ronaldo, which is why he doesn't track back all the way, and that's why you see the midfield pushing out to cover for him. That's what I feel like that might be a case. Like obviously I haven't really looked at it that analytically, but that's the only sort of common thing that I can think of. That
Yeah.
from 4-3 whatever we turn to 4-4-2, and then the guy obviously the midfield Bruno or a Pogba need to cover him on his side. So hence it looks like he's not tracking back. But maybe Ragnick has said because we're 4-4-2, so he are playing as a second striker.
Yeah.
To put the blocks of defense. That's what I feel. Because it can't be like I don't understand why Sancho is running back, but he's not running back. Like
About team
sorry?
So it's all about keeping team shape, and that's why Langer does.
No. It
That's
is,
why-
but then that's what I'm saying. Like it could be a thing that we might turn in. We might go into a 4-4-2 around that time, which is why when we don't have the ball, maybe Ragnick is saying go in the blocks of 4-4-2 when we don't have it as a defense when we're defending out of possession, and which is why it seems like he's like because we are so used to seeing like okay it's going to be 4-5-1 or 4-2-3-1 we expect it to be, but then if you know football during the games the formation changes when you have the ball and when you don't have the ball.
Yeah.
So it might be that it's changing to 4-4-2, which is why Rashford is still sticking up there because he's on the same level as Ronaldo. If you look at it, the last game
What?
that people are pointing out.
What do you mean?
No. In terms of positioning.
Okay,
So-
okay.
Yeah. Not in terms of level. No.
That was your word. That was your choice of word, though. I didn't put that
No.
in your mouth.
I know you dialed at the wrong time. No, what I'm saying is that when he defends, when we turn into that what do you call that? Into a defensive
shit.
structure.
Yeah. No, I
Right?
get what you mean.
Maybe we are turning into a 4-4-2, which is why if you look at the last game and people are saying he's out of position, he's actually in line with where Ronaldo is.
But let me add to your point. Like if you count the number of players who are not defensively minded on our team, do you understand? Like you don't need to be like as defensive minded, but the way Ragnick wants to play, He wants to press a little bit. Like if he had preseason, he probably make them press a bit more, but he can't make them press as much as he would like to. So he wants to press a little bit, but Rashford doesn't do any of that. Like Ronaldo's 37.
No. But
he
that's
still
what I'm
does-
saying.
He still
That's what
does
I'm
more
saying.
than him.
As well,
It's
so.
his positioning. Like, look, we tend to assume a lot. Like, people forget, right, that when we keep looking at football, right, we tend to think of what we are seeing is, and then we look at the way it is, and then we think, okay, we need to do this. Yep, the guy needs to go do this. The guy needs to do that. But then we tend to forget, which is common for everyone, not just for us, but what's the exact instruction the manager is given to the player.
For the whole team to defend. Honestly, listen to
No. I
Rangnick's
know
press
for the
conference.
whole.
He wants,
No.
he wants the whole
I'm not
team
defending.
to defend. Defending stuff from the front.
I'm being in a way like, look, I agree that he should be defending. So I'm just being in a way like I'm just giving a devil's advocate like sort of point of view that maybe he's specifically instructed. I don't know. Maybe each player has its. Maybe the 5 attacking players at the front, they have their specific instructions from Rangnick when it comes to defensive positioning. Now, whether it is or not, I don't know. But from what we see, yes, he's not putting in the effort. So he needs to be benched. But the problem is, if we bench him, then we might end up making the same mistake we made with him and like people like not him, but yeah, like if we forget Ilanga, we've got a chance of running Ilanga down as well, like along the same route.
But Ilanga, that youth exuberance will still get you.
No, but Rashford was the same. Rashford was the same, and we took the bet on it, right?
But that's what we have until the end of the season.
No, yeah, we do. So that's where I think Rangnick is trying to manage that, where he knows that maybe Rashford needs time to get back, or whatever he needs to do to settle into the team properly. So he's trying to at least get Rashford in, like Ilanga in and out, but he doesn't want to rush Ilanga into the first team either because the pressure is there.
That's what I'm seeing as well.
So that's going to be.
Sorry,
What do you guys think of this, by the way? Like, big up Mike, by the way. He's saying that Ronaldo and Rashford are tagging each other on Instagram. Yeah, they posted training pics together on their story. Kind of interesting after Fox News yesterday. What do you guys make of that? What do you guys make of that?
I think it's just a fake. I mean, all the players are leaking it. Sorry?
What do we make of what? The tagging of...
No, did you hear what Christian Falk was saying?
Yeah.
He was trying to say that,
He's spot on, bro.
I mean, the players are obviously leaking. It's not a joke. It's not only Rashford. I'm pretty sure it's.
How do you know it's
most
Rashford?
of them?
We don't know it's Rashford. If it's Rashford, we don't know.
No. But the PR stuff from Rashford, like I've seen on Twitter, the timings of it.
Remember that.
Like, it may have been Rashford, but there are also probably other players involved as well. It's not just him. It might be a couple of players. It's a group of players.
I think it's Dean Henderson. I think it's Rashford, Dean Henderson, and I'm going to say possibly Luke Shaw.
I think it's Shaw.
It could be, yeah. It could be the players who are like, obviously, yeah, them three, obviously. I was thinking, who? Maybe I was thinking it was Dallo, Lindelof, and
that would make sense though,
because they're not happy, and maybe Martial and Donny van de Beek also
leaked
it in as well.
And Lingard, bro. I can't.
Oh, Jesse Lingard. Oh yeah, forgot about him.
I would think it's Rashford and Lingard. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's freaking preach.
Either way, I think they've been warned not to do any of this stuff, which is why I think they've started to tag each other in the stories and whatnot. Which is a good move to stop them from doing that.
Mike is an insider. Mike G. You get me? So he
knows
Mike. Info. So he might be able to tell us. I think you already said it's right. The streets are saying it's Rashford. So I think it is Rashford.
I'm telling you, it's Rashford, dude. Like I remember this time. I think after we lost the sign, like there's reports about Rashford being lazy or whatever like that. Like players not working hard, and then this nonsense came out. I think Sistoni or something like that. This nonsense came out about Rashford. His favorite position is cutting in on the left, and he does like 5 training and all that nonsense. PR.
I remember that.
It's not just him. It's not just him. It's some other few players as well. You know what I mean? That are leaking this shit, and it's not good, man. It's not a good sign, bro. It's not a good sign at all. Get rid of them.
I got a bounce. See you later. Yeah.
Don't worry. Take care.
Take care. We go. Mike says, got to be an English player, or Neville would have leaked their names otherwise. Yeah, Gary Neville, when I think it was on Sky, and he was saying, we know who the people are leaking, but just stop it. I think Gary Neville knows deep down who they are, and he's not gonna, he's not gonna out them out. You see, so I just wanted to move on from this. Obviously, Romano, this was I think yesterday saying that Paul Pogba's not in a rush to decide his future. Nothing agreed with any club yet, and no final decision. And yeah, this is just common knowledge, man. I think Pogba, he's gonna wait. I think he's waiting it out because he's trying to see what options he has. Because if you think about it, if he goes to Madrid next season, then Madrid are kind of stacked in the midfield, and I don't know if Madrid are doing that well, particularly because like Pogba he probably wants a Champions League. Real Madrid aren't really doing that well in Champions League. And then obviously you've got PSG, who are trying to get.
I think
PSG.
he's going to stay. I think you know what's going to happen.
I agree.
I have a feeling that Pogba might actually just end up staying because he knows a new manager is coming in.
Yep.
And right now, I feel like with him and Bruno over there in the midfield, they just need someone like a Donny there or one more person. And I think it's going to click. The midfield will click for us. We just need that one final factor.
Yep.
But yeah, it might even be PSG, like Mike said. I agree with Mike. It might be PSG as well. Because they probably have a good chance if Mbappe stays. But if Mbappe leaves, I think then Pogba will go.
And you never know, Zidane as well. He could join not Madrid. He could join PSG next season, and he can make. Because if you think about it, Verratti, by the way, is an amazing midfielder. Like he put
apparently
an amazing.
Pochettino is going to PSG, to Madrid, not to United.
You know what's interesting, by the way? I've been hearing not all. You know what it is? You know when Robbie, you said you think we're getting Ten Hag, right? And I'm going to be honest. I think I've got a good feeling we're going to get him. I just have that feeling that we're going to get Ten Hag. I don't know why, but the thing is with the whole Pochettino thing, he could go to Madrid if Ancelotti gets knocked out by PSG. But what are you guys saying about this whole Pochettino and Ten Hag? Like, do you think it?
Listen, let me just. Can you?
Yeah, go on, Zidane. Go on, bro.
Yeah, man. Based on Pochettino, because there were some rumors, I think yesterday and day before about he could be going to like Real Madrid and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
mate, who knows? Like I think Pochettino's dream job is always been like Real Madrid and stuff, and I don't think Madrid fans are like happy with Ancelotti. So. It could be a possibility of him going there. I don't think he'll stay at PSG, Poch. I don't think he'll stay out there.
No.
PSG, because I think, the whole board situation, him not be able to play his system and whatnot, and the egos and stuff like that. I don't think he can like that, man. But on Ten Hag though, I feel like we can get him. I think Ralph wants him. Richard Arnold apparently, siding with Ralph saying, Ten Hag, apparently some of the board want Ten Hag, but the other side of the board want Pochettino. And I think, especially with Ralph here, I feel like Ten Hag will feel more comfortable. You know what I mean? Because he already came out with some quotes saying that, he wants he likes a nice structure. He doesn't want to get stabbed in the back. You know what I mean? He's going to work with colleagues that, stab him in the back and stuff like that. So, bro.
Yep.
Get Ten Hag.
Obviously, you can see here.
Some of these players are.
You can see here Ten Hag remains the favourite amongst the key stakeholders and senior staff at Man United for the next permanent job. There seems to be a tug of war between someone in Poch and someone in Ten Hag. Ranić has advised Ten Hag is more suited to the new era. Listen, this is going to be in it, bro. This one's good. Is this going to be like a Sancho thing, man? When we think we're going to get Sancho, and then it's going to take ages, and then like Ten Hag, bro, this one's going to be what's it called? Mike is saying it's mostly the players that want Poch. United need to finally tell them to suck it up. I 100% agree. The thing is, do you guys, if we get Ten Hag, do you think like once we secure Champions League, that they'll back Ten Hag? Because we've seen this club, every single time they hit Champions League, they never back their manager. So I don't know what you guys are saying with this whole. Do you think if we don't get Champions League, then there's more of a chance of us spending a lot of money and rebuilding? Like, what are you saying?
But I think if we do get Ten Hag, then there's a slight sign that they're listening to Ralph.
Yeah,
which is positive for us.
Yes,
and I think then we'll go on. I think the first signing, if the first signing is a CDM, then I think we are on it. I think we are on the right track. Or a striker. I think what they said is we need a young striker. So I think our first signing is going to be a striker. So if we end up getting a striker to back up Ronaldo, and obviously with Ralph getting Ten Hag coming in, I think with Mike, I think whenever we are not in the Champions League, that's when we get backed. If we are in the Champions League, I think the manager doesn't get backed. I think Ole was the only exception to that till date. But yeah, look, if we get Ten Hag, I think we are probably stepped in the right direction. I would like to assume so, that the club is backing him, and then it's just the subsequent signings that we make that will actually show us whether Ralph is actually being listened to or not. If we end up going for like some random signing, like a marquee random, like a name that's like, oh wow, like for example, I don't know, like a Di Maria, right?
Yeah.
Just like out of nowhere we go, oh, we're getting Di Maria or Falcao, right? Then I feel maybe
they're fucking around again.
Yeah, then they're mucking around again. But if we get someone like a proper, like a young striker to back Ronaldo up, like maybe, or even to play with Ronaldo in that sense, like a Haaland or Isak or whatever it is, right? Then we know that okay, these guys are actually going with Rolf. So it just depends.
Agree. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get I'm not going to get gassed till someone is appointed. I think we'll find out in July. August is when the season starts. I think we'll find out by July or something, like what exactly is happening with the squad and the manager.
Yeah.
And I think their first friendly is with in Australia. So maybe I'll get to see the new manager.
New team, hopefully.
Bench your favorite players like Rashford and McTominay, dude.
Bro,
I'm saying.
I told you, all the United players are my favorite players. If anyone was having a bad day, I would say, give them time. And Maguire is one person who I've lost my patience with now. Because that guy,
Thank you.
That guy is like the thing with him is I understand the just a quick one, right? On him. My thing with him is the problem is, firstly, we tend to forget that it's not his fault that we paid 86 million. That's what Leicester wanted. Yeah. So it's not his fault that he's rated as an 86 million defender, right? It's not, because that's the same logic we use for Pogba as well. But when it comes to Maguire, 86 million, what a waste of money. But it's not his fault. That's one thing. Maybe he was just a decent Leicester level of defender, but we ended up paying more because Leicester knew we were desperate for a centre back. Now he's come in. I think he was decent, but obviously he had the mistakes which cost us at times, which is not as much as what it has been this season. I think this season is just gone, it's just blown away. I think maybe, I don't know whether it was the Euros that got to his head, or maybe it's the game time that's gotten to his head, or maybe he just needs a timeout from football, because that guy has been playing consistently until I think he got injured last season before the Europa League final. Yeah. So I don't know what, with that guy, I feel like he just needs a break to just just don't play football. Just take that 1 month break that you get if you can knock out early from Euros.
Go back to Europe.
Get your shit together. Get your shit together. And then come back, because now his mistakes are amplified. Even it's 10 folds compared to last time. Last time we used to go once or twice, we would be oh my god, the fridge, right? But now it's every game. It's if there were 5 mistakes in 20 games last season, now it's 5 mistakes in one game.
Mate, he's pulling players down, getting in their way as well.
No. I know, but then look, it's not I understand. That's what I'm saying. I think at this stage, there's so much pressure on him because Lindelof, when he was out, right? Lindelof and Varane, they were doing well. Everyone, the defensive partnership was doing well in his absence. The defensive line was good. So when you're coming back and you're and you're making him the captain was a mistake as well, because you're adding unnecessary pressure on a player. He's ready 86. He's already 86 million. Then you add him as a captain, and he doesn't know what United is about. He hasn't even been there for one season. Literally comes in a month and he's made the captain. This season, his his performances is under scrutiny because he's making a lot of stupid mistakes, like a schoolboy errors, right? Like a lot of schoolboy errors in one game. So I just feel now the pressure is on him to perform because everyone is calling for his head. Even though he may not read social media, I'm pretty sure like he's being told what's happening in the papers
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatnot. So there's pressure on the guy to perform, and he's crumbling under that pressure. So as a manager or whatever, if I'm
He
seeing
needs to
that the
be
guy, he needs to be just rested or just like to go take a holiday and just say to the public it's personal leave or something. I don't
holiday.
know. Sorry.
No holiday for him, mate. Get him
No,
out
Bro,
listen,
for the
sell
under
this guy,
23.
man.
I want to go
Please.
to
No,
your.
you can't look,
Season.
you can't see if you're saying he, like, I would understand if you say he's not a world-class defender. I agree with that. But if you say like, oh nah, he's this, he's that, but then people forget he was in the defense line when we got the league positions and and
Dude,
the Europa League final. Maguire was playing. So clearly, and under him as under Ole as well, our defensive record had improved. It's only this season that he's just gone downhill. Like he's
no,
just
mate.
gone, and his mistakes are amplified way too much. Like amplified not by us, but he's like making too many of those mistakes. And I'm looking at that in the game. Like you can see that he's trying way too hard. Like I think there was a tackle that he made against Brighton at the start. I don't know whether you remember. He was in his left-sided position, and he came towards the center to make like a tackle where he tried to reach for the ball. He intercepted the pass basically, but he's just trying. And even in the previous game, like he didn't need to step up to go so close to the guy, but he ended up doing that as well. So it's
It's
like
rubbish.
you're doing stuff that you don't need to do. Like he's trying to prove a point that now I'm good, I'm still there, I'm not out of form. And that's when like you need to just pull the guy away and say, look, you just need some time out. Like take a time out.
I agree. I hear what you're trying to say. Oh, by the way, big up for Sid for joining. He's joined in a bit late.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'll let you have your little 5-minute segment. Like, obviously, just tell me because I know you wanted to speak about the whole Ten Hag situation.
Right.
And obviously, Mac the Knife.
Right, yeah. I've spoken to him a couple of times, like privately.
Yeah. Just tell me what your whole thought process is with this whole
Right.
Montreal situation.
Right. So I think when it comes to that source, people need to respect it because he's got a lot of things right. Like in the summer, he's one of the guys when everyone's like, "Oh, Varane is done." He was like, "No, it's gonna take time." And then, we had to wait for 3 weeks till it, got announced. And then he got it spot on with Ragnick. He's actually one of the first few guys who broke the Ragnick news. I remember that. So, and like even on the Pogba thing, he was like, Pogba's angling for a move, but he's looking at who's going to offer him the most wages. So when it comes to Ten Hag, like I would start, taking these reports a bit more seriously because that specific person I think worked at the club or something. So yeah, when it comes to Ten Hag, I think the reason why Richard Arnold might be favored towards him now is because I
Guys,
believe
see you
he's
later,
had-
guys. Yeah. I'm going.
Big
now.
up. Big up.
Big up. Thank you for having me on, Ahmed.
No problem. Big up.
So I feel that I think Richard Arnold wants him because I think he wants to build a relationship with fans now, whether we think it's wrong or he's doing it for PR. He does want to build a relationship. I think he wants to get away from what Woodward put the club through or whatever Woodward did. So I think he wants a fresh start. So I think if you listen to Ragnick, not only does it get you in good graces with the fans, but it does kind of signify, what, there is some project going on. Because Ragnick, I'll be honest, man, like he is. What's kind of scary is he's the only football figure in that board, right? Because you obviously have the owners. You have Richard Arnold who has no experience. Dan Fletcher, he's a legend, but I mean, he doesn't have much experience. Murtaugh as well, like he's done a few good things, but again, does he really have that experience like someone like Ragnick who, his entire career he's been director of football. He's rebuilt clubs from nothing, from League Two to Bundesliga. So I think if we listen to Ragnick, it only does us good. And I think when it comes to Ten Hag, I am prepared for anyone to leave except for handful of players. So Sancho, Varane, Ronaldo, if he wants to work with the manager, Pogba, Bruno, De Gea. But I think the rest of them, it's like if Ten Hag says, okay, this player doesn't fit. I really think we need a backup manager, man. Because look, for 10 years, we've had endless projects, endless what do you call rebuilds or so-called rebuilds, but it's not really gotten us anywhere to competing for the Champions League and competing for the Premier League, which all of us as fans want, right? So I believe you have to give the manager full backing, whoever we want to keep or sell, whether we like it or not. Give him the reins, give Ragnick the power, man, because Ragnick, I already feel, has a vision. What I think, what's interesting about Ragnick's position for these last 4 months or 5 months is I think he's getting an insight into the club. So he's able to see what are the problems, what are the good things in the club. And then from there, he's able to create, he's able to formulate, thoughts, proposals that, he could give to the board. So I think Ragnick being interim has been, excellent. It's given an insight for him into the club, and then he can plan for the summer when he goes into that role. And I just hope the board listen to the fans, I guess, but I guess listen to him as well. And I hope they hire Ten Hag for sure.
Absolutely,
I think they need to listen more to Ralph than the fans.
Yeah,
Because as fans, like I'll be honest, like as fans, we are very easily influenced by what our rivals are doing. And if you look at it, Man City and Liverpool are doing so great that now we tend to forget what it actually took for them to come to this stage, especially Liverpool. And their midfield, if you look at it, it's just they're decent players. They're not like standouts when they signed them, and that's and we tend to forget that a team is made up of players who are willing to play for the club, who are willing to follow instructions, and not always the most talented players. Otherwise, the Galacticos at Real Madrid would have won every single trophy, but they didn't. And there's a reason for that. So, like, I know people are very quick to write off McTominay and Rashford and whatnot. But look, I think they have a future because they're decent players who know the club inside out and they know what it is to play for a badge. And I think they can follow instructions, but obviously they need to step up, especially Rashford. I think he's going bad, but he needs to step up or turn it around. But if, let's say, the new manager comes in and he goes, nah, Rashford doesn't suit my style, but we just have to back the manager. We shouldn't have any player agendas.
Absolutely. I agree.
And I think we made the same mistake under Ralph. If you notice, people are saying, oh, Ralph is this, Ralph is that. But once he got appointed, and then you saw him starting McTominay, and then everybody got crazy, everybody got nuts. Like, oh my God, why are we doing McTominay? Why he doesn't know he's a yes man, he's a puppet, blah blah blah. But I thought you said he's a football man, and suddenly they're like, oh, he's not a coach. He only coached like once in 10 years or something. So we as fans need to be careful with our. I mean, it's good to watch what the other rivals are doing, but it's also good to get a reality check and understand where we are at a club and what we need to do. It's going to be a slow. It's going to be a slow process, and it's going to be painful because we'll have
take a long time. It will take because the thing is with Liverpool, with Klopp, they took
30 years. It took them 30 years. Like they were winning Champions League, which is credit to them that they were winning trophies. So for us, we can say we won the European Cup and the FA and the Community Shield League Cup. But after that, yes, we should have won something under Ole as well, but just bottled it, or just the team selection didn't come right by him. So I think, look, if we get Ten Hag, then it's signs. It's good signs. And apparently, I just saw the Twitter as well.
Go on.
The German manager has hit back to Rashford saying that we are not making up stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I have nothing against Rashford, but do people realize that? I believe Ralph Ragnick hired a PR advisor, and that guy called Ralph Augustine or something. He has close connections with Christian Falk. So again, I know, I don't want to get into this player. I don't want to bash players, but people have to look at the news. Literally 3 weeks ago or something, it literally said that Ralph Ragnick has appointed a PR advisor to help him, deal with a lot of speculation. And this Ralph this guy, I think, used to work for the Athletic or still does, and him and Christian Falk have. So that's why I feel that something to do with that. We can't completely just dismiss it. There's definitely clicks in the dressing room. I think that's established, right? And there's this whole talk with Ronaldo, and I really disagree with that. You cannot just discredit Ronaldo. I think with Ronaldo, no matter his faults or this that, he has one thing, which is winning and mentality. Now that has to translate to the players, right? And if you have clicks, that doesn't help anyone. So I think the Rashford story is a lot true than what people want to say.
I mean, there are definitely fractions. I'm pretty sure, because the way you look at sometimes the way Ronaldo talks, or the way he's playing, it's you can see just the atmosphere around the club is probably not as great as it is, and it shows sometimes in the performances, like the way they drop and whatnot, and the way Ralph talks as well, like, oh, the players didn't listen.
Yeah,
So
that's not a
the
good thing.
fractions might be there, and I think Ragnick is already identifying people that he doesn't want at the club. That, you know, okay, you guys are not needed, you can leave. And I don't think he's going to put Ronaldo away unless Ronaldo wants to leave. The reason being, but he's probably like, he came back for a reason, which was to obviously win stuff. He's there for the mentality. I know there's some. He's not the same Ronaldo as before, but I think right now, if the club needs anything more than, if a club needs anything, it's a guy who you know, puts everyone to the standards, or tells them like, you need to.
A kick up the backside, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I think
Absolutely.
that's what Bruno is as well. Because if you look at it, Bruno came in, and that's like the way he shouts at players and all that. Like, that shows that he's trying to tell them, like, look, what kind of mentality are you on?
Correct. I
So,
agree. I agree.
and we've let the senior players go way too early. I think I mentioned it last time as well. Like, when Mourinho came in, we had Ibrahimovic and Rooney were there. So, you know, everything was good. There was no leaks about players being unhappy. But then
Absolutely.
suddenly Rooney left, and then right after that Ibrahimovic left, and then Carrick retired, and then suddenly all this rumors started coming up that players aren't happy. So you need that
Ibra was
senior
the
figure
goalie.
in the team to have a control. And if, let's say, the players come, and if leaks are coming out that, oh, people are not happy with Ronaldo, is because he's gone there and he's kicked their ego.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
whether we like it or not, Maguire hasn't won anything. Like, those
Yeah,
players, none of the players have won anything, including Bruno, except for maybe Rashford and Pogba and De Gea, who won the the Europa League. But other than that,
yeah,
there's no one else who's won anything in the club for a long time.
Oh,
So if,
Varane, Champions League as well.
yeah.
yeah, so
Champions League,
when you get
David De Gea,
players
Premier
like,
League. Yeah,
yeah, so when you got players like Varane and you know, Ronaldo coming in, obviously there's going to be frictions, because they're going to keep you to a higher standard.
absolutely.
They know, they have seen the United, right? They've seen and they've played some. One of them has played and one of them has seen. So it's obvious that it will there. But again, I'll stick to what I said, man. If let's say these players need to go,
Listen,
good riddance.
Absolutely, because I
yeah,
think I know, and I think the reason why, because let's be honest, if we're able to get some money from these players, not only does it clear up the wage bill, right, which, let's be honest, is, I think, highest in the world or something. I mean, that's what I've read, right, and then we also can kind of trim the size, because I think if you guys noticed, for the past, I think, 8 years, we always have had a big size, so that's why I think the United policy of, 3 players in, or, 3 players out, I don't think that actually works. What you have to do is clear the decks, get rid of Matic. If Pogba leaves, it is what it is, right? And then Lingard will go, and then who else? Matic obviously needs to go. Then Eric Bailly could go, because I feel like he's not happy with his game time. Then you got obviously Greenwood situation, and yeah, I just think Cavani as well. So I just think if we clear as many players we can, not only do we free up the wage bill, but it allows us to get maybe those 5 6 players that people might want. Maybe something Ten Hag wants. Maybe he wants those cheap signings that kind of build that are actually built around the club and the players, rather than those like superstar extravagant. That's why I'm really against the Declan Rice thing. I'm not saying he's a good player, but I'm saying if we're going to spend 100 million, we could get 3 players. So Kamara, free agent, potentially you could get Tuchimini from Monaco. You can get 3 midfielders for the price of 100 million. Now, why should we go out spend 100 million on this midfielder and then leave us short in other positions, right? Because let's agree, we need 2 midfielders if Pogba goes, right. We possibly need a centre back. We
We
might
we
need a
may
right.
not need we may not need another midfielder, because Donny, if Donny comes back, Pogba leaves, Donny gets to play then. Then you have a Donny
Yo,
Bruno
Yeah, yeah,
midfield.
yeah. Then we
I
can get
was
one
gonna
midfielder.
say, before I end the show, yeah, I'm gonna say that there's a tweet coming from Sam underscore C345 saying Cristiano Ronaldo and Harry Maguire have held talks with Ralph Rangnick over Man United's captaincy. There is now a growing belief within the dressing room that this is inevitable. Ronaldo will replace Maguire as captain. Listen, I don't know if this is true, people. It's from Disco Mirror and Deadline Day Live, so I don't know how reliable this is. I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, man.
I
Like,
want to see.
it's time.
I
It's
think we should
time.
have the captains. I would like De Gea to be the captain. I know
Oh,
you don't really want to see a
absolutely.
goalkeeper, but De Gea, he's been there the longest. He's been the most
But I don't
consistent.
think he'll get it. I think you know
No,
who's
he
gonna
won't
get
get
it.
it. He won't get it. No, no.
You know who's gonna get it, and that's gonna piss the whole fan base off.
McTominay.
No, McTominay. I'm not guessing that much today. It's gonna be Bruno. I have a very strong feeling Bruno is gonna be the man.
I could see that. Yeah.
It's gonna be the new
As long as
captain.
it's not Maguire, then I
Yeah, I'll
genuinely
take it,
don't
man.
care.
I want
literally-
players who have mentality, like who've
the
won
whole
things,
captaincy
man.
thing. Your captain is meant to be the guy that's you look up to, and for me, that's why I would have gave it to De Gea, man. De Gea is just.
And then I also want to add to the click thing. I think the reason why the clicks are actually emerging is because Maguire is captain. So what's happening is, let's say the English click, whatever, they try to run everything, and then Ronaldo comes, and then Maguire's like, "Yo, listen, I'm the captain," blah blah blah, and then Ronaldo comes in with whatever, he has an ego or whatever. So I think logically, I think even for Maguire's sake, if he's no longer the captain, not only will it, I guess, reduce the burden on him, when he's playing football, but
Sorry,
could potentially fix these leagues because now everyone knows Ronaldo is the captain, right? You have to
sorry. There's a new by United exclusive. Was that the one you're talking about, Ahmed?
It was Sam.
So yeah. So it's been backed up by United exclusive now.
Oh,
Who have also said it. That's from Disco Mirror. That
Disco
talks are
Mirror's got
between.
things right. He's got things right in the
Yeah.
past.
So the talks are actually between Ronaldo, Harry, and Ralph, and the discussion is to tell Harry Maguire to drop down from the captaincy, and the rest of the season it's going to be CR7 as the captain for United.
Let's do it, man.
If
Please.
that happens,
It's
that means we are moving in the right direction.
yeah.
If-
Because I think what happens is, I think people feel, right, this is a whatever, that okay, Rashford has been dropped, Ronaldo has been dropped, Pogba has been whatever dropped or whatever, but then Maguire always starts unless he's injured or suspension. So it could kind of put away those myths that, oh, Maguire just controls everything. If you take the captaincy away from him, just tell him, listen, focus on the football, get your head in the game. We're giving it to Ronaldo. He's one of the most accomplished players in football history. So I think that could remove that element of doubt that, oh, Maguire can never be dropped, he can never be this. So
I hear you. Listen, big up, by the way, Sid and Robbie, for staying for this long, 1 hour and 12 minutes. Listen, always big them up, and make sure you follow both Robbie and Sid. I think I've tweeted both of their names, so you'll find them on Twitter. You'll find it on the description as well. Make sure you give them a follow. And big up the comment section for the interaction, man. It's been a good show. And yeah, hopefully more to come. And let's hope we beat Leeds and we do something against Atletico Madrid, man. And as Robbie would say,
Champions League for the win.
Champions League for the win, man. Listen, big up, people. Big up.